I just spent over 3,000 euros on isopods. Now, that probably sounds crazy or completely insane to most people, but there's actually a reason behind it. Today, I'm setting up 4 new breeding enclosures for the species that I think have a great combination of visual appeal, hobbyist demand, and breeding potential, meaning that they are easy to breed. Although not the fastest breeding species, once set up, they are very prolific and will not be slow at breeding at all. For this project, I will be using simple plastic storage bins. One thing I've learned over the years is that successful isopod breeding isn't about having the most expensive enclosures. It's about providing stable conditions and letting the colony do what they naturally do best. The foundation of every good isopod setup is the substrate. Unlike many animals, isopods don't just live on the substrate, they actively consume parts of it as organic matter breaks down. That's why I prefer a deep substrate layer rich in decomposing material. Next, I'm creating a moisture gradient with the moss on one side and it stays consistently moist, while the other side can dry up a little more. This allows the isopods to move freely between different humidity levels and choose the condition they need. I'll also be adding a little bit of wood. This gives them shelter and plenty of leaf litter. Leaf litter is the most important component of any isopod enclosure. It provides food, cover and additional surface area for the colony. Unlike insects, isopods are actually crustaceans. They breathe through structures called pleopodal lungs located on the underside of their body. These need moisture to function properly, which is why maintaining adequate humidity is such an important part of breeding and keeping them. Like other crustaceans, isopods regularly molt as they grow. Interestingly, they don't shed their entire exoskeleton at once. Most species molt in 2 stages. First, the rear half, and then the front half. Depending on the species, this might take hours or days. For a strong exoskeleton, they need calcium. Calcium can be provided through limestone, crushed oyster shell, cuttlefish bone, or eggshells. When using eggshells, it is important to crush them beforehand because they are harder to decompose. You might say, what about a rock? Well, limestone is very porous and when sprayed with water, it releases a lot of the calcium for the isopods to absorb. To tell female from male isopods apart, it depends on the species and there are various ways. What they all have in common is that the female will have a brood pouch, which is called the marsupium. The young develop inside before being released. The young are called manaker. Isopods also need protein. Protein is one of the most important parts in breeding them because without protein, the amount of offspring will be significantly smaller. Instead of using cork bark, I like to use wood that has already been decaying a while. This is because it is easier for the isopods to eat and it holds nutrition. The cork bark has almost no nutritional value, hence why I don't use it. After setting up the colony, it is important to leave them alone. Only open the bin for giving them a little bit of moisture or food. This is because when they are added to the enclosure, they don't know the space, they need time to settle, and afterwards they will start breeding on their own. You will see this when a lot of babies start walking around foraging for food. In the next video, I will show you how to selectively breed certain species. This will be it for today. Thank you, and we'll see each other again.